Coming off a 24-point comeback in the wildcard round, the 2005 Steelers were forming an identity as the road warriors of the league. They relished their underdog status. And now in the AFC Divisional round, they stared down the number 1 seed, the Indianapolis Colts, another high-flying offense with an outstanding range of pass catchers. Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Edgerrin James. Leading the pack, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning, in his prime. This exact offense had torched our defense less than 2 months ago. Could the correct changes be made? Second-year Big Ben leads the charge, staring down the same defense that had held him to just 7 points that very same game a few months prior. Contrary to coward-led teams, however, the Steelers open up with a couple play-action passes out of I formation. This game plan pays dividends immediately as the best tight end in Steelers history, the Heath man, makes a solid catch to get us a big chunk early. Heath will never get the credit he deserves, and while he may not have the eye-popping stats guys like Kelsey and Kittle do, he always seemed to be open on critical downs, and that counts for a lot in my eyes. Speak of the devil, it's Heath Miller, wide open for no readily available reason. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. 3rd and 6, Antoine Randall L. making the play this time. To the defender covering him, you just got beat by a quarterback. 3rd and 3, and it's Randall L. again, this time making a pretty slick catch in the end zone. Steelers passing with impunity so far. Steeler D looking to get pressure on Manning with deception and almost always changing the look post-snap. Don't let Manning trust his eyes. Back to the offense that decides to stick with the fullback, but again, it's the passing game gashing Indy's defense, this time Jeremy Tooman. This dude had 46 receptions in his entire 9-year career. The blocking tight end really is a lost art form in today's game. Run game still isn't working, so the offense is forced to lean a little more into the passing game. And with a young QB, you just know that that's going to catch up to you eventually. Name in the game for the defense, keep Manning uncomfortable in the pocket, and don't let him trust what he sees. You can see it, Manning's throwing it to places where there aren't even any players. Lights out performance so far. Jesus, Moses and Mary, the running game is actually working. Even giving Big Dan, the fullback, a first down carry. Good stuff. 3rd and long, and Ben makes a perfect throw between 2 defenders, and my dude Hines makes a great run after the catch. This is what it was all about with Hines. Catches in traffic and effort. Miss this guy. 2nd and goal, and it's Ben faking to the bus, rolling out, and firing a dot to Heath for the touchdown. There he is again. Oh, and by the way, the Colts had scored first in all but 3 of their games this season. They clearly were not used to playing from behind. On cue, and it's Chemo taking out a second pair of knees this postseason. Great play by the big man. But you can't ever get too comfortable with Peyton Manning staring down your defense. He fires a laser and has a first down to Marvin. Unfortunately for Manning, no good deed goes unpunished. Feels like the entire line just collapses on him. Manning starts to build momentum, which you never want to have with someone as calculating as he is. Once he finds your weaknesses, he'll change plays at the line and continue attacking them. I can't imagine many defensive coordinators got sleep the week before facing him. But on a crucial 3rd and goal, the defense steps up and forces Indy to take 3. Against this offense, you'll take it. Mike Vanderjagt was, at the time, the most accurate kicker in NFL history, and he hadn't missed at home all season. Just wanted to mention that, for absolutely no reason at all. Colts get the ball to start the second half, which is nobody's friend. Troy almost gets a signature Polamalu interception off the deflection here. Personally, I think he caught it, but whatever. 3rd and 7 goes nowhere for the Colts, no harm, no foul. Just a quick note for all the postseason Ben haters out there. Make no mistake, he's carrying us right now. On cue, he fires a dot to Antoine Randall L. Ben is outplaying Peyton Manning in a playoff game. Just want to mention that. Run game continues to be MIA. Good way to circumvent that? Screen passes. 2nd down, and Ben takes a shot to his throwing arm after sitting in the pocket for too long. Gotta wonder if this affected him the rest of the way. Drive stalls, and they have to give the ball back to Peyton Manning, who proceeds to get harassed by a swarm of Steeler defenders. Starting the next drive, already inside Indy territory, the Steelers stay committed to the ground game, and it finally starts to work. You keep kicking the door, it'll eventually break, and that was basically the philosophy of this offense. Alright, D. You can't afford to let Peyton Manning get momentum. You've shut him down for 3 quarters, let's close it out. 3rd and 10 turns into a 4th and 2, and Peyton Manning keeps the offense on the field. This is Manning right about now. And if there was any doubt, Indy converts. Do not let Manning get in rhythm. On to the 4th, and right on cue, Manning hits a wide-open Dallas Clark, who proceeds to outrun our entire fucking secondary and takes it to the house. 11-point game with a whole quarter left. This might have been one of the worst officiated games in NFL history. This will definitely not come back up later. Quick shout out to the bus for getting Ben past the sticks on that sneak. Whatever it takes. And it's right about here where your chest starts to get just a bit tight. Toss play on a 3rd and 5? Really? Peyton Manning is in rhythm. Someone's got to step up and make a play. And on cue, it's Troy Polamalu making one of the biggest plays of the season and getting the game-sealing interception for the guys in gold. This was the game-sealing pick, right?
After reviewing the play, the defender caught the ball, lost it prior to getting his knee off the ground. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass.
What? Wow. Just goes to show you that ref sucking isn't a new phenomenon. Seriously, what the fuck is this call? This kind of shit happens all the time and gets ruled a turnover. This is what college-educated people refer to as a full call. And may someone feed that ref a bucket of fish heads. At this point, Indy scoring feels inevitable. Momentum. 3-point game. Big surprise, Steelers do a whole lot of nothing on offense, and Peyton fucking Manning has 3 minutes to work. Well, defense, it's up to you now. Is Peyton Manning going to carve us up one more time and send the bus into retirement without a ring? Hell no, says Joey Porter. I actually remember hearing from a Steeler DVD back in the day that Joey basically went rogue on this drive to go after Manning. Legend. 4th and 16, Manning's pocket disintegrates, and the Steelers take over inside the Colts' 5-yard line. What an epic stand from this defense. They wouldn't break. Now all the Steelers have to do is ride the bus into the end zone and onto the conference championship game. What followed next will be forever remembered as one of the most unbelievable finishes in Steelers history, playoff history, and in my opinion, NFL history.
Here's the give to Jerome. He has it down. Oh, the ball is bumped. And the Colts pick it up from Johnson. Nick Harper has it running. And Big Ben can't go. Tackles him. He tackles him at the 43-yard line. Jerome Bettis, who rarely fumbles at the goal line. Nick Harper picks it up. And the Colts are still alive with 1:09 to go.
The bus, with quite possibly the final carry of his career. Fumbles. Jerome Bettis averaged a fumble roughly once every 100 carries, and it just happened at the most vital moment of the most vital game of the season. Kudos to Ben, though, for having the awareness to run back and essentially be the last line of defense. Peyton Manning gets a fresh drive and great field position. Our defense, still on its heels, gives up easy receptions. Don't blink. Manning goes after McFadden on back-to-back plays. Props to the rookie for stepping up in the biggest moment of his young career. Mike Vanderjagt takes the field, the most accurate kicker in NFL history. He hadn't missed at home the whole season, and the look on Jerome Bettis' face tells a better story than I ever could. If Vanderjagt makes this kick, the game goes to overtime. Manning likely gets the ball back, and Jerome Bettis' career is over. The Steelers' Cinderella season comes to an end. Ben's promise to Jerome goes unfulfilled. Bill Cowher never gets his ring. And Jerome Bettis quite possibly remains on the doorsteps of the Hall of Fame. It all comes down to this. After one of the most traumatizing events of my entire childhood, Vanderjagt pushes the kick wide right. I was 8 years old when this game took place, and even with a compromised memory, I still remember this game like it was yesterday. The last 2 minutes were a roller coaster of emotions that pushed my cardiovascular system to its limits. In back-to-back weeks, the 6-seed Pittsburgh Steelers took down the AFC North champions, followed by the best team in the AFC. With another 2 games to go, the Steelers head to the Mile High City to match up with one of the best coaches in league history, Mike Shanahan. 2 road games down, 1 to go. Road to the Super Bowl's right in front of the Road Warriors of the league. Let's get it done.